coconut. I learned that from the Venture Maidens. Hello, everybody. If you are currently in chat, let us know that everything's working, because I'm very rusty. How is everyone today? Bringing up all my stuff. Do we have any announcements, anything like that we would like to share with the world before we begin today? You cannot see Basilisk because Gabe James Games will be joining us a little bit later.
No, everything that we were going to do, I think, has been canceled.
Oh man, that's exceptionally true. We all know that this is a very stressful time for a lot of people, all of us included. Hence why it's been a few weeks since we've been here, having the world settle a little bit into a rhythm before we get the game started again seemed like it was a pretty good idea. And I have been buried in D&D work that has kept my brain a bunch of half-cooked noodles. But we will give you our best shot today. I have exactly 63 words in front of me, and we are going to run a 3-hour session with it. Let's just jump into things, shall we? Previously on the Little Rascals. Thank you for the follow. Previously on the Little Rascals. The Little Rascals have made a considerable splash in the city of Wuhan. They've stolen from nobles, they've mingled with high society, they've killed innocent people, they've saved many, many innocent lives, they've slain a demon, they've found themselves considered heroes on the fringes of lawful society. Now they have been hired for a singular purpose: to steal an evil artifact from an auction before it can be sold to the highest bidder. As Specs, Savvy, Gragnar, and Basilisk begin to formulate a plan, Thellyn tries desperately to secure a trade agreement over a year in the making with the Pike Trading Consortium here in the city. Some strange evil permeates this city from below or above, beyond our rogues' understanding, but it threatens to crawl its way from the shadows at any moment, plaguing them with visions beyond their comprehension. We will start tonight's session with Thellyn. Thellyn, you have arrived at the Pike Mercantile Company, and you have been seated, I imagine, before they even open. You've been let inside and seated in this waiting area. There's a small desk and a half-elven woman sitting behind it who is scribbling away on paper, making copy of things by hand. The door leading to your benefactor, Colleen Keetra Banfax, the gnome that you met some time ago and were supposed to be having a meeting with for over a year, finally gave you a date to come and sit and speak with her, and that day is today. You have been given a small paper cone with water in it, which you can sip at your leisure, but the door to her offices are closed. This room is very small and quaint, and the whole building is probably only 80, 90 feet around. This is just a place basically for her offices and paperwork to be filed. You sit for an hour, 2, 3, 4. No one else has come in. Food is brought to you. I'm sure that she's gonna be ready soon. She's just wrapping up a little meeting. It's okay. So sorry about this. Can I get you anything else at all?
Oh no, it's fine. Water is fine. And you'll notice she barely touched her little paper cone. It's real soggy and gross, like those things get if you have them too long. Just politely
She kind of looks at it through her fingernails. You want me to take that?
Thank you.
Okay, she holds it around the brim so it doesn't fall apart and slosh everywhere and throws it in the garbage. Thellyn, if you do not do anything, 7 hours pass. Every few hours, this woman sitting behind the desk just prays that you will just please. I promise you are the very next person. She keeps. You are right. We're so sorry about this. We're so sorry.
What's 7 hours when I've been waiting over a year?
That's the spirit, she says, and begins to pour some wax and seal it while looking at you for an uncomfortable moment and turns back to her work. A dwarven gentleman walks inside, looks around. He's dusty. Boots are kind of covered in dirt. He walks over and sits opposite you across the room, facing your direction. And you can tell that he's just somebody's hand servant or maybe someone that looks after horses or something like that. But when he sits, he smells of fragrant food, like he had maybe went to get something to eat and come back here. And he sits, and you see that he cuts his eyes at the door that you've been staring holes through this whole time, and then just pulls out a book and begins to read.
Are you expecting a long wait?
Yo.
What's the normal wait time around here, if you don't mind my asking?
He puts his finger in the book and closes the book around his finger so he doesn't lose his place. Garhoon said few hours. I'm here to pick him up.
Wait.
Shouldn't be long now.
A few hours. How many hours is a few?
He points the book your direction and says, "That is an interesting philosophical question. Why do we always think of the time span of things in human ideologies?" He flips to the back of the book. He says, "I like that question. He pulls out a pencil, taps it on his tongue, and writes in the back of the book. The door opens. And this beehive hairdoed gnomish woman pokes her head out and gestures with a finger for you to come inside and says, "Thellyn, sorry for the wait."
No worries. None at all.
Roll me an insight check, Thellyn.
Ooh, I'm good at that now. I mean, I was always good at that, but now I'm extra good at that. 18.
With an 18, you get a sense from her facial features that she's very displeased, tense, worried. You just get that feeling like this is not her normal visage. Even when you teleported behind her, scared the hell out of her, and made her knock books over in the throes of madness that was the Ember Rose, she was more put together than this. When you walk into her office, it's very well appointed, with purple textured tapestries that hang on the wall to muffle sound. There's a window with the kind of stained glass that makes everything frosted, as though it would be hard to peer through. It's a very comfortable temperature, and it smells of this perfume that you know she wears. Like, this whole room reeks of her. But seated opposite of her seat at this desk covered in papers is a dwarf with long brown hair pulled back into a ponytail and a wide, flat beard. He stands when you enter the room and smiles warmly and says, "You must be Thellyn. So good to meet you, friend."
I'll just do like, oh, I'm wearing pants, I think.
You can be wearing whatever you wish. I described you to Savvy as being dressed appropriate for the occasion.
Okay. So like I'm in like I do a little curtsy and hold out my hand. It's like, pleasure to meet you. And who might you be?
He bows firmly at the waist and says,
Name's Garhoon. I'm something of a liaison for you today. Please.
Of course.
He gestures at the open chair that he's pulled away from the desk a little bit. Colin sits and steeples her fingers and puts them in front of her mouth, opposite of the two of you. And Garhoon twists his chair around so that he's facing you primarily. And he says,
It's come to my attention you've been put on something of a back burner for a while.
Just a little bit.
He nods and says,
Always a loss. Keep people waiting like that. Always a loss. Well, hopefully we can make an arrangement today,
and he taps the table with his thick finger.
and we can get this all sorted and over with.
He pulls a sheet of paper, very familiar. It's one that you filed yourself several months ago, trying to get all the gears in operation.
He says, this trade agreement, I want to make 2 changes to it. It says 10 years here. Why don't we make it 100? We'll guard your ships, guard your trade, work with your family 100 years. That way you won't get caught in this mess again.
And the second?
Small matter.
He looks to Colin, and Colin narrows her eyebrows.
You're gonna tell me who killed my father aboard the Ember Rose. Imbram Brightmaker.
And you see color flushing his cheeks.
I know that you were there. I know that you were involved.
I'm sorry. I was almost killed myself. Perhaps it was the woman that almost killed me? I don't know. I don't think I ever spoke to your father.
There.
He gestures with his hand.
I know it's not your fault, as it were. Eyes were on you at the time of his death. It's why I'm offering this one chance. And no, it wasn't you, or Gragnar, Frostblade, or Savannah. She's known broad here. Even the Warforged fella, Specs. I know it weren't them. They have alibis. They was seen aboard the ship.
But he leans forward a little bit and props himself up on his knees. And he says,
But I think you know who did kill my father.
I'm sorry, but I really don't. I've seen them, I think. But I apologize that I can't help you.
You see his left eye turns a shade of rosy pink. And he says,
Damn shame that. I figured that we could strike a deal without lies being in the mix.
It's not a lie. I couldn't tell you what they actually look like.
You see the rosy pink turns a pale white. Right in the pupil. If you were further away, you don't even think that you could see it. He says,
Well, now aren't that strange? Don't know what they look like, know who they are. Thellyn, my father was a great man, gentle when he lost his sight, kind and caring. And when Moradin called him after he was murdered, he didn't want to come back. Left a grieving wife, grieving children, myself included. I don't know who you're protecting or why, but I'll give you a chance to rethink things. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna kill him. And you could make it easier for yourself and your friends if you just tell me their name.
I don't even know their actual name.
All right.
He turns and looks to Colin, and Colin has her fingertips on her eyebrows.
Well, the Brightmaker family withdraws from the Pike Mercantile Company, effective immediately.
All right. She kind of hisses.
And you, dear Thellyn, you seem a nice sort. Hope you don't see me again.
I'm sorry, but I'm honestly telling you the truth.
He stands from the chair.
Half-truths and lies hold hands when they walk to hell.
And he turns the chair back to the desk.
He said, have a good day, madam.
In
To Colin.
Infernal, I want to tell him, I'll see you there.
I don't speak that. Whatever that was. Good luck to you.
Well, if we're going to see each other in hell, you should learn.
He steps from the room and gently opens and gently closes the door. You hear him and the dwarf waiting outside leave. I tried, Colin said. I tried.
I couldn't answer. I don't know who they are, really.
It's one thing. It's another. He's dangerous, Thellyn, this gnomish woman says. And you can see that she's white-knuckling a piece of paper, kind of folding it over and crumpling it between her hands. Garhoon Brightmaker. He's dangerous. But I couldn't let him just kill you. I tried. I don't know. She reaches across the desk and slides that piece of paper that has the trade agreement on it. And she gives it another look and says, your parents told me to never find someone who would sign this paper for you. And to keep you here in the city. Long as I could.
What?
That's the truth of it.
No. No, you have to be mistaken.
I knew your parents long ago. I'm not mistaken. It was curious. She pulls open a drawer. Very curious why they would ask that. And she hands you a letter. Very old, crinkly.
gonna read the letter.
The letter basically is from your parents asking her and the Pike Mercantile Company to tell you no. To keep you stuck here in the city and to not pass the trade agreement unless absolutely necessary. It doesn't give any explanation, but you know the hand, that even-keeled, straight hand of your father's.
I just slap it down on the desk.
She says again, I tried. For you, for them. And she holds up her hands in frustration and says, I don't know what I was supposed to do in this situation.
Well, I didn't know any of this. I don't know what's necessary.
For everyone in chat, including Omega, that is the sun outside shining through my patio window. So that's through the blinds, across the room, off the carpet. Light. So there's not much I can do about it. Yeah.
Holy light.
Give it an hour and it'll go away.
Oh, to live somewhere sunny.
Yeah, well. We'll say that when it's 115 outside, and that's coming in my living room. She folds up the letter, folds up the trade agreement, puts them both in an envelope, puts it back into her desk, slides it closed, and says, I told him to make a choice. He could stay in the consortium, or he could pursue you and your friends. He made his choice.
Well, damn poor choice that was.
She kind of thumps her hands onto the table aggressively and says, This is not the time to be catty, Thellyn. He was on the front lines in the Bloodstone Pass. He's a killer, a murderer, marauder almost. The Brightmaker dwarves, they won't just turn a blind eye to this. All of the clans are connected. You don't know where you'll be safe. I just hope that this doesn't blow back on the rest of your family. And you can tell that she's being the most serious she's ever been with you.
I'm beginning to think that I was never safe in this city.
You're wrong there, she points. Regardless of what your parents asked of me, I always made sure that you had somewhere to go, work to do, a place to stay. I just never let you know it until now.
I don't know how I can repay you for that, but I don't think that you can save me from whatever plot my parents are cooking up this time. And I think it was always bound to catch up with me at some point, even if I didn't know it existed. And if the Brightmaker dwarves have anything to do with it, I don't think they do. I don't think it's related, but there's not much I can do now.
She shakes her head. She says, I'm here if there's anything I can do. I know you don't know me well, but I know you quite well. I knew you when you were born. And you've turned out to be a fine woman, Thellyn. And I hate to see all of this fall down on you, but here it is.
Well, there's nothing I can do but try and pick it back up, I guess.
She turns her head and coughs. She hops out of her chair, comes around the desk, and kind of takes your hand, if you allow it, and walks with you out of her office. And she says, "You've made something of a name for yourself here. At least you've got that. You know people you can trust. At least you've got that. And I think that if it comes to it, Garhoon will be happy just to find his father's killer. At least you have that," she says again.
It's a lot more than I had when I first came here.
She gives you a placative nod and crease where her mouth should be. Like, not a smile, not a frown, just a show that she's listening.
I suppose I just best, well, make the best of it.
Thellyn seems like she's going a little crazy in this moment with the smile you keep throwing out. The best of it.
The best of it.
Everything
Everything is fine.
When you open the door to leave, you see that it is night time outside.
Great. Love that.
Eventually, you can make your way. You know that your companions will be at the Blackbriar estate, where they're supposed to be going to a party. And that's where they should have been for a few hours at this point. You were told that by Savvy before you left that morning. Unless you have other work to do, would you like to just head there or go back to your room?
You know, for once, I'm not in the mood for partying. And I'm just gonna go back to my room.
We cut to the Blackbriar estate. Savvy, Gragnar, Specs. Basilisk has excused themselves for just a moment. Says that they will return shortly. But the three of you are still in this room where you've been going over plans and handmade, half-drawn maps of the Hollyfin estate, where this auction will be taking place the day after tomorrow. Palek has calmed a bit and is approaching this conversation with you more as an employer than a frantic person grasping at straws at this point. They've told you all of the information that I shared previously and the information that I have shared on Discord since. I don't know what else you're gonna do here, but you have any ideas? He says, pushing up his spectacles.
Nope.
I mean, we always have a plan, right?
Yeah, our plan is called winging it.
See, that's a plan. That's a grand old plan.
He steps off of the chair he was standing on to look down at all of the maps, picks up a waste paper basket, and vomits in it.
We're just kidding. We have a plan.
My family's going to die. We're all
Calm. I mean, you literally told us this like 15 minutes ago. We will have a plan.
We will have something to we're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be okay.
We're professionals, technically.
Well, yeah, some of us.
We got
maybe,
paid for it.
Maybe one of us.
Getting paid makes you professional.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thalia gently rubs the halfling's back.
So we need to get in, get a infiltrate. He's like kind of looking around, and we need to make sure that we you see their eyes start to like tick and move as some mechanical things are whirling as CB looks back at the chat to remember exactly what was said.
Well, you're gonna go in first, and you'll be the entertainment, of course.
Yeah. I can get that set up. I know lots of people. I'm gonna go in, be the spectacle that I literally am. Use my full name for once. And while I'm doing that and doing a really good job of it, if I do say so myself, what do you 2, 3, 4 people do?
Well, I was thinking that we could enlist Montgomery service as part of this.
It might be useful.
Yeah, he's been a real big help in these last couple weeks.
What can Monty do again? They're a cleric.
He's a cleric? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cleric, and he's got information on
He's
things, which
like a detective, I think.
Would Monty react weird to knowing that we're stealing something like this?
Probably. I'm not here.
Right. But also not if we give him money.
And
Are we
if
sure about that?
If we explain what's going on, because we know that this thing is cursed, so we need to. Maybe that will appeal to their need to drive the curse out. I don't know. I don't know what they.
Yeah, we could lie.
Well, it's not really a lie. It's the truth. We're getting it because they want to get it back. We're gonna steal it back, and then they will handle it from there. Perhaps we can play to their clerical ways and hope that we can appeal to their clerical ways. Hope that they are on board, and if not, it's okay. We'll kill them.
Yeah. What god does Monty worship again?
Oh, I knew this.
Anyone write that down? Was it Lathander?
I didn't know. I didn't hear it.
It was the. I knew it because I made it like snotty comment about it when he walked away.
Ilmater?
I haven't really interacted with those. I don't think Specs knows. Is he? They're definitely a life cleric. I think.
Do we remember GM?
He's just watching us struggle.
Let us struggle. All right. So we're pretty sure it was
let
a
me
good
just
god.
let me just do this. We're gonna shortcut this. All right. Montgomery C. Ballinger was an acolyte of Mystra, the goddess of mystery.
Oh, that's pretty new.
There we go.
A private detective. There we go. Mystra has a temple here in the city of Wuhan.
Yeah, I think we can get him.
Hey, Palak, I've got a question.
Yeah, he says.
Are you okay? Oh, first off, are you okay? That's not the question.
He says, I'm fine. He rallies.
Cool.
We can do this.
We can. The guards that are going to be in the thing, the auction, are they going to be eating separately from everybody else? Like, do they have like a place where they go and eat and not everyone else gets that same food?
He stares blankly at you for a long moment. Why?
I'm not going to kill any of them. Just make some of them have a little stomach ache, maybe, if I can talk to the right people.
He says, there are friends. They live in my estate. They protect
Right.
my family.
Right.
So
I
be
get that.
careful, he
I
says.
will be careful.
But they
Go on.
eat and prepare before the auction begins. They sup around 6 o'clock. Evening feast.
They sup.
Sometimes
Why are you making fun of how I speak?
I like it. It's a new word. I have bad vocabulary.
Sup, supper. You eat.
We're gonna take this one. We're gonna make this one much wider than it is. You know, 'cause you go to someone and you're hungry, you say sup, and
Sup.
then like it's a thing. Yeah, we got this. Boom.
And you open your mouth and I put the spoon of the food in.
Where did you get that spoon?
Don't worry about it.
Exactly. You just open your mouth.
Props on
you say,
hand.
Sup.
Sup. That's what
I
we're gonna
mean,
do. That's
if
how we're
we're
gonna get
gonna-
in.
Sup.
Sup.
Sup. Anywho.
All right. Savvy begins making notes in her little notebook. She's probably going to take a trip to the Physiker later.
Okay, but I need some information about the entertainment. Is someone already scheduled? Is there a slot I can slide into? Do I need to kill someone and take their spot?
There's never been any entertainment at the auction. It's usually just, an auction.
Well, you know, sometimes there's like the pre-roll. You want to make sure that everyone's comfy. They
I'm
got
not
their
saying it's
hors
a bad
d'oeuvres.
idea, he
Well,
clarifies. Just
What
it's
if-
not been done before. It's more of them spending a lot of money. People come, some of them disguise themselves in Waterdavian style masks that people might not recognize them if they need to purchase something a little, suspect, he whispers. But otherwise, people just come for the auction. It's very haughty.
I still think I can get myself in with some folks and become the actual special entertainment of the day. Night.
How strange would it be to add something to the auction? Specs, could you maybe pretend to have something of splendorous quality and step onto the auction floor for a bit to sell it?
I mean, we would need something. I mean,
People
I can sell your
don't
pillow.
mingle, he says, doing this with his fingers. They don't mingle with the priceless artifacts, Gragnar. We keep them
don't
on the
have
upper
these where I
balcony,
come from.
away from reach. There's only 20, 30 feet between the balcony and the vault.
20 or 30 feet. Well, is it 20 or is it 30?
He goes over to the map and goes 1, 2, 3.
It's 30. It's about 30 feet. Calm
About
down.
30.
30. Okay.
I'm still just saying. I can. I will. They normally don't have entertainment. Well, they're gonna have it this time because every person needs some joy in their life, even on a stressful time like an auction.
He says, "Let us do what my wife says and climb inside the imagination igloo.
Okay. Let's get in the igloo, everyone.
We are inside the igloo. We are a chest of great evil, important. We put it in the vault
Yeah.
10 days ago in preparation for this auction. There are 2 guards who patrol outside the vault.
Yeah.
I am the only person I know of in this world who knows the combination to get inside. I check the vault nightly myself. The 2 guards who stay there don't answer to me, he gestures. He says, they answer to those who have entrusted their items to me. They are mercenaries. They are paid for, and they are very professional. They're the only 2 of all of my guards that might pose a problem to you. The rest of them, I can overwork them. I can put them in the wrong places, but those 2 guards don't answer to me. They answer to him, he says, gesturing out. So,
So what's the combination, though? Can you write it down?
me, he says
sorry?
flatly.
Oh, so only 2 letters. That's easy.
No, I can open the door, and that's it.
So,
I made it to be secure, he says.
so you want us to do a job, and which involves stealing something out of this vault, and yet we can't get in because we're not you.
I didn't say that. It's just I have to be the one to open the vault. I don't know how you'll get into the vault. It's why I came to professionals. He gestures to Gragnar.
Well, when is it appropriate for you to approach the vault? Do you retrieve all the items at once at the end, or
I
after
do.
they're auctioned off?
No, we show the item as they're being auctioned away.
Okay.
There are only, he counts on his fingers, 6 items in the vault for auction. The rest are being stored elsewhere. They don't matter, they're trifles. Art pieces and magical equipment for mercenaries and the like. But the 6 items inside the vault, they are the ones that needed the protection.
So what you're saying is, it doesn't matter really what happens beforehand. What matters is how do we get the stuff out the vault once the stuff has been auctioned off.
Right. We're gonna have to get it after it's been shown.
Or while it's being shown.
Or before, he says. I don't particularly think that the order matters. As long as people know I was not involved in its theft and that it was stolen, he says.
Anyone ever come with you to get the stuff out?
One of my guards comes with me, depending on the rotation.
Then
also-
we need to be one of your guards.
All right.
That's easy. We can get that part. As long as they aren't a halfling or a dwarf. Or a gnome. What are they?
Halflings.
That's fucking... Yeah, I'm exiting the imagination
But wait,
igloo.
wait,
I
wait,
leave.
no, stay in the
we need
igloo!
you.
Don't leave the igloo!
It's cold out there.
No, but we have a day. We have a day. Correct? I can hire someone. I can hire one of you, even. But you probably don't want to be held responsible for that sort of thing.
We hire basilisks. I'm back in the igloo. We hire basilisks because even if they are responsible, they will disappear and not be that person anymore. That person won't exist.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, no one's tracking.
How?
Oh, you haven't
He
seen
gestures.
that.
Never mind. The less I know, the better. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll hire your basilisk.
Also, do you know the names of the mercenary guards that don't answer to you?
Calwyn
Calvin.
and Yet.
And say that again, please.
Yet.
Like yet, like and yet.
Yhuert. Yet. He's Yuan. He's old Yuanian. That's how they spell things.
Sup? Yet?
Yet.
Yeet, what?
Yeet.
What?
I should probably warn you ahead of time. Calwyn was once one of the first swords to the king.
Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
Well,
It means it's a good heckin' fire is what it means.
from where he's from, this region called Susal, he once was the royal bodyguard, as it were. The king died of old age, and he absconded and left. But he's very, very strong, I'm told. I've never seen him draw a sword. He shrugs. He says, but Yurt, he casts spells. I believe he is a wizard. He shrugs. I've never seen them do anything untoward. They just stand around creepily.
And the other one?
Right.
So
Yep.
one's a fighter and one's a magic-y. Got it. I mean, but, we got Savvy, who's very, very good at talking and getting information. We got Gragnar, who can go Bignar, and you haven't seen Bignar. Bignar's awesome. And we have Thellyn, who's Thellyn, and can do Thellyn things. And
She can hide that rapier very well.
I know, right? Like, I don't know, don't fight me. You can probably tear me into 3 pieces. And then there's me, who's, that's me. So, yeah, we're great. We'll be fine.
So
two
these
of
two
them-
guards.
The two of them do not leave their station.
Oh, okay.
I would be lying to you if I told you I knew how all of that works. He gestures crazily with his hands. But they just stay near the vault. If the vault is completely empty, they may peruse the city at their leisure, but otherwise they just stand there like creeps. I tried to get to know them a little, and that's how I know the information I do, but that took 2 years of me prying and trying.
We're going to hope that they're not the problem, because as long as Basilisk can assist the actual picking up and getting the thing out in a guise that looks like what?
I was just agreeing.
I mean, also how big is this thing? Remind
I
me.
was about to ask the same thing.
About yay.
Okay, that's a little
gestures.
better than I.
Is that something that you could fit in one of your chambers, Mr. Specs? Stomach chamber?
No, probably
Yeah,
not.
it's too big.
Probably not.
It's about a foot long and about 7-8 inches tall and about 7 or 8 inches thick. So it's hefty. It's just not a giant chest like of drawers.
What's that one magic trick where they got the 2 boxes and they cut somebody in half, but really it's 2 people? You ever seen that? Maybe we could do something where we put the box in one and then pull a fake box out the other.
I mean, I'm sure, I've definitely seen something like that before. Some minstrels came by trying to be kind of cool. Then it was like Parnum and Pele, but not the best.
So
I
we
hear
have
they
some
don't treat-
plans.
I hear they don't treat their animals well.
No,
So-
we don't care for them.
So far, we have your answer to getting someone inside the vault is basilisk, whatever that means. But how will they leave without drawing the attention of these 2?
Well, I mean, you said someone walks with you with
Yes.
with the stuff,
Accurate.
and then
Correct.
they. Oh, I see what you mean. Shit.
The wrinkle, he says.
Could we pose as a buyer and... No, it needs to be stolen.
If you can buy it. Now that's a good option.
Ooh, I would like to the best way to contact a certain master. Because Master Theris might be able to assist with this in some way, shape, or form if they are around at all.
It's some diabolical hand gesture there.
Right.
Especially because Master Theris seems to have a liking to Specs. So you can find a way to contact him, aka
Also, where's Ash?
Ash is drunk outside on a
drug.
table. Yeah, that's where y'all left her.
Okay.
Because that's
It'll
where
be fine.
potential money can come from.
Well, the thing is, like, is the money exchanged publicly, or do you go into like an office where it's like
Banknotes.
cool? But is it still like public? Like, do you see people hand over the money and then take the thing?
Yes. People have signed banknotes indicating how much coin they have available.
Mm.
And how
God,
much
can
do
you
these
ima-
things normally go for? Because out of curiosity, these auctions, like, what's
It really
like the
depends.
bottom dollar?
It really depends on the item. Sometimes.
Okay, but you think like a cursed object inside of a chest? What do you think it would go for?
Rumor has it, as my plan to purchase it went up in flames, the rumor has it that the person whose envoy is coming to purchase the chest has nigh limitless wealth. I don't know exactly what that means, but they carried over 400 pounds of platinum and astral diamonds here to open the account a year ago. They've been auctioning things through me, I believe. I believe that some of the money that they're going to use to purchase it has come from, well, come from me selling things for them.
Okay, so we can get it to the stage. We need a way to get it from there after it's presented.
Also,
And then-
do you know this person's name?
No, I don't know them at all. It would be much neater to just hire an assassin if I knew.
Well, that's plan B.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying, and don't get me wrong, I can read between the lines and I can do stuff, but like this is still above my head. It doesn't seem like we're doing this easily or simply. No matter what, every plan we've come up with, there's been an obstacle. We can't just buy it because who the shit has an astral diamond on them? Maybe Master Theris, but I don't know that.
It's a predicament. I came to Mistress Blackbriar, and she nods at it, asking for her coin, her coffers. But it's not that simple. If someone has the money to purchase this thing, I don't want to risk it. I'm still going to be bidding what I can in the auction, including what she has offered so graciously to me. But I can't risk it. This thing.
Then a question: what happens after this is all done? Does it stay into the vault, or do people take it immediately and leave?
Once the item has been purchased as part of the auction, once a party has said that they wish to purchase it and shown their sign, the items are all taken back to the vault, and then one by one, the winning purchasers come up and take their items. That way we can offer security the entire time.
Could we maybe get somebody into the vault before, and then after it's been shown, take the item out of its container, close the empty container, and give that to the person who buys it?
I think the chest is the thing.
Nothing inside.
Well, not that I don't know.
The arcanist that I paid to identify the item says that the chest itself should never be opened.
Shit.
Well, we have a lot of information to work with. We're still going to do the job. So.
We're gonna make it work, and if it doesn't work,
Oh,
we tell
God.
everyone, right? Right.
Stop crying. You're a professional.
I'm also a father and a husband. I am so scared, he says.
No.
Well,
Don't.
maybe you shouldn't buy evil cursed chests.
I didn't
maybe
buy
you
it. I'm the middleman. I'm just the middleman. There, says Talia.
So yeah, we're still gonna do this. Thank you for all of the information. Yeah, we have a lot to do. I mean, we also have to inform Thellyn of the job that we've just taken.
Who is Thellyn? It's all right. Don't worry about it, says Talia. Yes, please. Avail yourselves of any wine or anything you wish.
Yeah, Palik, have a drink. Have several. Have all of them.
All right, he said. I do like brandy. He rolls up all of the maps and looks like he wants to destroy them because they are his actual livelihood forever unless you need them. With Savvy's abilities, you're under the impression that she could probably recall what's on the maps herself. But if you would like to keep them,
yeah, no, I've been staring very intently at them during this whole thing, so I've pretty much got them. They're up here.
You can absolutely memorize them. So he wads them up and throws them into the fireplace, and he stares deeply into the fire and says, "Just like my life if this fails. Sorry, I'm trying not to be edgy. I'm gonna go get that drink. Thank you so much. I will see you. If you need anything, just let me." Closes the door behind him.
Oh, looking at that map, there's a lot of guards. We know that Basilisk is going to be the one to actually infiltrate the vault. Someone else could potentially be a guard too if we can get them hired. Because the Patrick
Montgomery?
No,
Oh, Palik?
Palik, yeah, that. They said that the only two they don't have control over are Shadrach and Abednego. So the other one should be able to be bought out, maybe.
Yeah.
That would at least give Gragnar maybe a spot on that guard shift. They're pretty big. I don't know why my volume's low. I'm gonna fix that, hopefully.
Well, we should get Ash and head back, and maybe Thellyn has some insight into how we could potentially do this.
Am I still low? Oh, great. Okay, I don't know. Great. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Once Thellyn gets around, then we'll figure it out, or we'll suffer.
Cool. Thank you, Thalia, for this. It's been very enlightening.
Thalia nods, and again, she's in this starry night immaculate dress, but you can see that she has some reservations on her face as well. And she says, "The things that he offered me in exchange for coin to back his play in acquiring this chest are staggering. I think it really is that important, at least to him. He is one for flights of fancy, if you couldn't tell." And she smiles at that. "But try your best. I don't want to be saddled wasting so much money on an heirloom I cannot benefit from."
Yep. We'll do our best.
That's all I ask.
When you will go out there, will you send up our drunk ward?
What?
I thought we were going out there.
Oh, are we going out there? Never mind. We'll go fetch our
This
drunk
is my
ward.
office, correct? No.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I will accompany
Will you leave
you
us
out
the
there.
room? It's my office.
When you step out, the party has died away substantially to the point where there's only 4 or 5 people mingling around, speaking to one another in tight clusters around the room. Ash is splayed out, arms outstretched on a table, snoozing.
I look at Specs and not Savvy, almost said Thellyn, and I look back out to the area where they were before in the drunken stupor of wine, and I say, "You all don't want to dance this time?"
No.
Not that. No, I can save my dancing for, the spectacle.
Well, you were so good at it last time.
I mean, I'm always good at it. Don't get it wrong. However, we can not do that one.
All right.
I go over and shake Ash, see if she'll wake up.
She wakes up immediately and sits bolt upright, her eyes super wide.
Hi.
Hello.
It's time to go.
She wipes her face. All right. All right.
You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Does she look...
Oh, no.
We're gonna get you some... Is there water around?
Yeah, there's water.
I get her a glass of
There
water.
are decanters of water all over the place.
Yeah.
You get her some bread and some water and push her along.
Some fried pickles and...
Eventually, you can make your way back to the Angry Beard Chalet, where your rooms await you. Can each of you roll me a perception check, please, en route to your destination?
Ooh. Ooh. 25.
24.
14.
Specs and Savvy, the two of you spot on a rooftop looming over you,
Batman.
not following, a shape floating a few feet above the roof with a long red cape, a cloak that hangs down the edge of the building.
Shelter. We need shelter.
It does not move, even though you spot it.
Does it look like it's looking at us?
See, you rolled super high and so did Specs. Yeah, it looks like it looked at you and didn't care.
Okay.
Just looming outside of the Blackbriar estate, like a gargoyle atop the roof.
She's brooding better than Gragnar is.
Fucking
Brooding.
impossible.
I make Gragnar aware of this, and the hypothetical invisible basilisk.
Her form is off. She should be leaning forward more. But it's respectable.
You can't even see it. You're just guesstimating.
I don't need
He's
to
looking
see
at
it.
the
I can-
wrong building.
I can feel it. That's a clothesline.
Does she look like she's scanning the streets?
It
Or
looks
does it look like
it looks like she is staring straight at the Blackbriar estate, just surveying it. When you leave, takes note, and then goes back to watching.
We don't have to worry about that. There's probably just, I don't know, someone trying to live out some fan fiction.
Yeah, but what if it's that mage chick, that tiefling from the
Oh,
ship?
you're 100% sure.
Yeah. No, that's what like it's totally her, and with the information that we have gotten this evening, I don't want to take any chances about anything.
Wait, refresh my memory again. The tiefling made...
Floating thing that
The
first
floating-
From Jarum. She works for Jarum.
She did the whole creepy wall of
She
fire thing on
ensnared
the
you
ship.
and Gragnar in a wall of fire aboard the Ember Rose and nearly
Remember
killed
when we
both
stepped to
of
the
you.
floor?
Yeah, I was going... Oh, shit. Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, actually.
Changes all of Specs' opinions about everything.
Yeah, just... it's just someone... Oh, shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the last time we ran into them was the gentle stabbing, so...
Yes.
Right.
The very gentle
Right.
stabbing.
Did you tell us that he was here, Thellyn? The guy.
Yes, Thellyn did.
Okay. Okay. Then as we make our way back, I will be alternating like watching where she is on the ceiling, on the roof, and looking for that guy.
You can see her fade off into the distance, unmoving.
Okay.
You arrive at the Angry Beard Chalet, however long you wish to walk around the city before you return. When you do, Thellyn's door is closed, but you see light flickering underneath it as a candle or whatever Thellyn would like to use is lit. Other than that, the place is fairly silent. It's late into the night at this point, expecting you to return and want food. Your gracious host, the innkeep, actually has some things for you to take up to your room since everything's clean down here.
Good. I put some Germex on each of our hands before we take our plates.
No thanks.
Just to be safe.
I tip her because we went to a party and this wasn't necessary, but I give her a couple pieces of gold.
She nods. Thank you very much.
I actually probably did stop at that one. It's like, knock, knock, knock. You in there? You good? You need anything? You great?
Or just
Hi, you feeling good? We did a lot. We can fill you in, or you probably want to sleep.
well, I could also fill you in. So, no time like the present.
I'm sorry. What's going? Oh, that was ominous.
Smile.
Come in, please. We are not going to die.
Oh, like specific.
Step. Like, okay.
And you just see like her like papers of nobility, like literally every piece of paperwork she had for this job is spread all over her room. Like it literally, you know, the meme of Charlie Day with like the like things stuck around in the strings, like that's what it looks like. That's what Thellyn looks like right now, just absolutely insane.
So, this is a lot. What's going on? I mean, we're just doing a heist. I don't think we need, to go full Spectre Gadget over here.
Oh, we're doing a heist. Well, we also need to do a frame job.
I beg your pardon?
So, you remember the guy that Basilisk threw off the boat?
Oh, that old fella, yeah.
Yeah, his son is trying to murder all of us now.
I beg your pardon?
His son knows all of our names except Basilisk's, because what is Basilisk's actual name? Nobody knows. And knows what we all look like, except Basilisk, because what does Basilisk actually look like? And is trying to murder all of us now.
Because their dad died.
Yes. They also backed out of one of the biggest trade organizations in the city, so he could take revenge on us and kill us all.
I heard take revenge on us and kill us all. I say, standing there with a plate of bacon.
Let me get you up to speed. We're all going to die.
But
Remember that?
Wait, but like, let's be honest here. Like, just being very upfront. We didn't kill anybody.
Yes, I tried to make that very clear that we didn't kill anyone. None of us know Basilisk's actual name or what they actually look like.
Or what they actually do.
Exactly. But here we are. All those dwarves and all the dwarf clans that they are on good terms with are probably going to be trying to kill us this whole time.
Wait, do they know you too, Gragnar? I mean,
Yes. They said us all by name, first and last. And full in your case. Or
What
did he
kind
say
of
her name?
dwarves? What did they look like?
Brown hair, flat beard.
Haughty, nice clothes. A lot of
They're-
work put into every bit of armor they wear.
Yes, they're dwarves.
Pathetic.
They're
It's pathetic.
merchants.
Gragnar, I feel some bitterness coming from you.
I think that's
already.
pathetic. And you know what? They can come and they can come for us. And guess what? Bignar's gonna be waiting for them.
Well, hold on. No one is coming for us because we as in me, as in Spectacle, didn't do anything.
I tried to make that very clear. I did nothing. He was clearly trying to kill me. He left a trade agreement so he could pursue us and kill us because Basilisk dumped his father's body off that boat. And I have spent this entire time living a lie in this city, and here we are. You said something about a heist. Like, let's just keep it on. Let's go. What are we stealing?
Ancient cursed chest.
I
would
love
say-
ancient cursed chests.
I say walking in with Ash like right behind me.
So, Savvy, we're all gonna die. Ash, you're fine, actually. But you're not. A bunch of dwarves are trying to kill us. Son of, the one Basilisk threw off the boat. And here we are. We're all caught up now. It's great. Lovely. Wonderful. Great time. Super. Happy to be alive.
Have a drink. She hands you a glass of something. I mean, you've probably been drinking the whole night.
I've had several already.
Well, let's do this one thing at a time. Do we want to handle the haughty, pathetic dwarves, or do we want to handle the box?
The
I
box
mean-
is smaller.
But the box is like on a time limit.
Well, we should probably do the box first then, because the murder frame job part could go on forever.
I mean, I'm just gonna be really honest. Like, I don't know this dwarf. Gragnar's the only one I know, the only one I care about. No one's killing me. I kill people. I don't get killed. Like, period.
Yeah, you totally not.
Just what?
It's not an option. You're right.
Yeah,
Totally
see?
right.
Not dying. It's not what I do.
It's not what you do.
All right. I begin the process of catching Thellyn up to the heist that we have agreed to do.
And we explained the magic trick. We explained the guy vomiting into the trash can.
Yes, they explain everything to you, Thellyn. If need be, Savvy can also redraw any maps that you need to see to catch you up, all of that good stuff.
Sure can.
Well, it looks like I'll need a new outfit.
Oh yeah, are we?
Thellyn's
I'm
hair
gonna-
is frayed. They've got this 1,000-yard stare in their eyes. It's plainly far beyond just a threat on their life, but you may not want to press it.
And we were dressed for a party when we came in. Remember?
Yes,
we have,
you're
like,
all
cool
dressed
tall
very
Oh,
jackets.
you
fancy.
have like your
Bikers.
chains.
Mm-hmm.
You have your suit with your stilettos. That's right. I just look like a disaster.
I don't remember what it looked like, but I know it looked fancy.
So
Oh, boy.
when do we want to take the chest?
I mean, it's
Before they
sounding-
sell it.
Well, that's gonna be between, yeah, but like it. The issue is there's a lot of guards, so we got to actually be able to get the chest. And how do we get the chest out of the sight of a guard, in any guard, for the change to happen?
We have a fake chest.
But we don't know what it looks like.
We cover the fake chest with a fancy cloth.
Fancy cloth can go a long way.
You hid behind one once. It was wonderful.
I did. Fancy cloths make a world of difference.
Well,
think this is just savvy speaking. I think we should all go to sleep and tackle this with bright, good brains in the morning.
I mean,
Hope you don't all die.
Hashtag bright good brains.
really quickly, thanks everyone for the hype train.
Yes, thank you all so
Oh my
much.
gosh.
It means a lot. It really, really does.
Holy shit, Beamer.
Oh, wow. What?
Dang.
How dare you? How dare you, knave?
Oh man, level 3 hype train.
Beamer, thank you so much.
ready
Critical
for it.
Bard constantly giving, even though you don't have to. Hawkeye,
Love
thanks
it.
so much. Scrat for everything. Just thanks everybody. Sincerely.
So yeah, let's go to sleep and again face this with bright good brains in the morning.
Right,
Yeah,
good
sleep
brains.
sounds amazing. Like,
Don't die in your sleep.
if only you can do it.
brains.
You know, sometimes you can just sit there and think about life.
Well, don't you like shut down? Like this
Kieran,
is
what are you
this is an honest
doing?
question. Specs, do you like shut down or
I
do
mean,
you ever stop?
my body does, but I still see everything.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fun.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I see a lot. That's why I'm very perceptive. Yeah.
You know I don't really sleep either, right?
I mean, yeah, you like do your elf stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like a weird meditation thing.
Like,
Kind of.
oh. Okay.
I
That's cool.
agree. A good night's sleep would serve us all very well.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take
Omega,
Ash.
I can't handle you.
Look, I had to stop for a second because I was singing it in my head and I had to take that brief musical break. But I'm gonna take Ash into my room so that she's not sleeping in the hallway again. And I'm going to bed.
Ash, when you are you making her a little cot? Are you putting her on a different bed? I don't know your room situation.
Are the rooms in the Angry Beard Chalet, like, are there full bed options? Or are they like twin beds?
Whatever you want. The Angry Beard Chalet caters to all kinds. This is a really swank kind of place.
Cool. I would have had a big bed and she can just it's like a sleepover.
Have the little.
Yeah. We're having a sleepover.
Thank you very much for all the bits and subscriptions,
it's
everybody.
party
It's going
time.
crazy.
Look at it go.
Yeah, party. Yeah, off the back of that, Ash, when she sits on this little bed and is looking your direction, Savvy, you see that whatever inebriation there was, she's kind of shaken off at this point. The cool night air probably helped things considerably. And she says to you, "What if he never comes back?"
Well, is that an honest fear of yours?
Of course. What better way to get rid of me than to pawn me off on strangers and never return?
Well, I don't
She's
think
running
he would-
her fingers through her black, kind of stringy hair and pulling it behind her ears out of the way.
I will grab a comb because I have one and I will comb her hair.
She hisses,
Okay,
but then
will
allows
not-
it.
Okay, I mean, it's just a comb and it will work better than your fingers. Well, if he doesn't come back, then you could keep hanging out with us.
She says, "I have been working towards something greater than myself with him for years. He never lets me in. He never tells me the truth of things. I fear that he could just step away and never look back and not care.
I kind of got that impression from him when he asked us to look after you. What is it you've been working on, or towards, or for?
My magic, she says. Again, Ash is this willowy, thin, teenage-looking girl with this pallid, almost corpse-like look to her face. This stringy black hair. She's dressed very immaculately. No one stopped her from walking out with the dress on, and since she was drunk, she didn't care.
How long have you been with him?
She stops, and you see her running her fingertips against the opposite hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, 18 years? I think. We've been working towards this. And she just has this faraway look, and she's shaking her head. Every single day. I thought I would be more by now. I thought I would matter more.
Can I roll insight or something? Because she just gave me a number of years that is, I mean, we don't know how old she is, but she just gave me a number of years that is not compatible with the age I thought she was.
Well, you don't have to roll insight. That's exactly what she said. She doesn't seem to be hiding anything from you.
Yeah.
Are you trying to pry deeper into her psyche in this moment?
Yeah, this is a therapy session now.
Roll psychology. Yes, you can go ahead and roll an insight for that.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody. It's crazy. You're all insane. But I'm happy that 25 or more, I don't know, Stream Elements is dumb, of you have come to spend some time with us tonight. It really matters. Thank you.
Let's see. So I've got, if any of my inquisitive stuff will work for this. No, not really. But I will do it anyway. It's gone. Oh, it's in bed. That is a 15.
Pog! Thank you for the hype train, everyone.
Oh my goodness, what? We just hit level 6?
We hit level 5.
There's no more levels.
There are no more levels past that. That's the highest level.
I've never seen a hype train go large.
Right? I've never seen it before.
Yeah, again, thank you so much. Sincerely.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Especially with how crazy things are in our everyday lives right now. Thank you all very much for showing your love like that. It really means a lot, especially to me, because, you know, it's been a thing. 15. A 15. You're under the impression that she's in a spot, an emotional spot where it's just kind of pouring out at this moment. Mm-hmm. You don't think that there's any lie there.
Okay. So I will just, I mean, I won't say much, so I'll just let her talk. I mean, you know, I don't know if you have that whole emotional spiel prepared, but
I can go forever.
No, I'll let her talk. Injecting comforting words as necessary, not to just placate, but to actually, because I like her. Like Savvy likes Ash. So like she'll interject as necessary, but she'll mostly just let her get it out.
Be an ear for her.
Yeah.
To not roleplay every moment of it, Ash basically begins to slip into a a sad malaise where she speaks to you almost second-handedly, like she could be speaking to the floor and it would be the exact same. She speaks about how she feels she did not do her end of the bargain in beating the demon, that she did not contribute at all to her own safety, that he was right to hire all of you, to twist your arms to safeguard her, that she's nothing more than this porcelain doll.
Okay.
That's how she feels in this moment. And some of the things that she says and the way that she says them to you strike you, I'm imagining, on like an emotional core, like this deep, deep humility that she's pouring all of this out with, feeling so helpless and so withdrawn and abandoned almost.
Hey, Savvy relates.
Right? It's strange you chose to be the one to talk to her tonight.
Right? Savvy totally gets it.
And when it's all kind of said and done, she wipes her face. She's not crying, but just like that strain. She rubs her cold hands on her warm face and says, "But just ignore it. It doesn't matter. I feel like this a lot, and it never matters, so it's fine. I'm sorry."
Well, first of all, you don't have to feel sorry for feeling things. It's totally okay to feel things, and you should feel things more often. Second of all, I get it. Not quite on the same kind of level, but I get what it's like to kind of feel like you're not doing what you thought you'd be doing, or that you're kind of not where you thought you'd be. I get it. But I think that you are awesome. You do a whole lot of stuff that none of us can do. And I think you should embrace it. Like, screw Master Theris. He's probably been holding you back. You know?
She has a moment where you see her jaw tense. And she says, "Maybe. But I do know without him, I would be dead. More than once. So
Okay.
he is not all bad, at least."
Right. There's some good in even the worst people.
She
Just a
nods.
little bit.
And she
Just a little
says,
bit.
"Thank you, Savvy."
No problem. I think probably while she's been talking, I've probably like braided her hair or something.
When you're
like not-
when you're fumbling with it, her hair feels odd, awkward, almost like. Now, I'm not saying this because she's a doll. I'm gonna cut that off. She's not a doll, but it feels almost like doll hair, like
Okay.
stringy and not like oily at all, you know.
Mhm.
But just like any person that exists in this world, they do seem kind of calmed by this scalp attention. And she turns in her bed, lifts her feet up, like her knees almost to her chest, looks around for a moment, looks around behind her, and then tilts over and hits the mattress facing the wall.
Okay.
And you hear soft snoring a moment later.
Nice.
She has her
I'm
feet
gonna-
interlocked and tucked up close to her.
Oh, God, precious. Okay. I will sit up for a little bit, kind of contemplating her story and relating it with my own before I go to bed.
Night settles, and the next day arrives. What's on your docket for the day? What would you like to get done with your bright good brains?
Bright good brains. I would have definitely went over to Gragnar's, because they probably did they have separate rooms? I think so.
Yes, you had separate rooms.
Yeah.
I thought you watched over me the last time I slept. You were in the corner of my room
I
when I was with the pillow.
Yes. So not this time, but it is pretty early when you hear that. Ragnar.
I open it with my telekinesis. I have bedhead with my mustache, like one side of the mustache is like straight up.
You didn't clean the wax out of it all the way, so yeah.
Morning.
I would just kind of walk in and close the door. Go over to like a chair or something and sit down. Well, they start to sit down. They start to like fidget. So there's a lot that's happening. I'm just making sure that you're, I guess, prepared for this stuff, because sounds like, I don't know, we might actually die.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about this last night. I spent so long in those caves. There's many, many times where I was alone. I've thought through this plan a lot, and I think I found the common denominator that isn't working out. It's easy to steal the object if the rest of these people are expendable. But for some reason, I feel like it's not just you and me anymore.
Yeah, I guess it's not.
Something about those dwarves getting together like that. It reminded me of the way these things were down there and what happened to the rest of us. And it just made me angry. And it makes me want to keep going. So we need to get this over with. Get this chest or whatever it is. And then we need to keep moving forward. Because I think I've been above the surface a little too long. I feel like I'm getting distracted.
I mean, honestly, I don't really know what we're doing here. I mean, yeah, we're helping a person deal with some cursed thing that really doesn't apply to me or you, and yet I feel obligated. And now, you know, there's other dwarves that aren't you trying to kill us for something that we legitimately did not do. So I don't know. Feel like I should have like a stake in something when I'm actually this invested, and I'm not. So
Yeah, and that red cloak we saw last night, that's not good.
I mean, as long as you don't die, we'll be great.
Likewise. You know, now that you mention it, this chest, I mean, maybe we could have a stake in it. Who says it's better in someone else's hands than our own? I mean, what could it mean for us if we had it?
I mean, I'm normally with you, but it's literally a cursed object. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to have my, inner gears getting fucked with. So, but I mean, maybe we can sell it or do something or
Trade it. This person, they have a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Maybe it shouldn't be at an auction at all. Maybe it should be a private trade. Maybe we could get something from this person for the box that we can't get from this.
You're right. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. See, this was always Specs and Gragnar and Specs. They get each other. This is what we. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we need to focus on once we get it, we can decide what to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, we'll do this and make sure we don't die in the process. But yeah. Okay.
There's something that bothers me about working for this person. It's just they're just not respectable. I don't understand how they got where they were.
I mean, yeah. It seemed a little. I mean, I don't know what life is like in this place, but just randomly appearing with a chest that's apparently trying to kill you, and then auctioning it off. It feels weird, but hey, we're not there to question what they've gone through. We're just there to get it, right?
Yeah. Let's get the chest, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. All right, just making sure you were good.
Yeah, I'm good. I kind of sit on the edge of the bed with my little bare dwarf feet, all hairy, hanging off the edge, and then I slowly float down to the ground and use my telekinesis to slip on some socks. Did you already eat breakfast? I'm honestly getting tired of the food here.
I mean, I don't eat it. I saw.
I know you like to stand in front of it and sup.
Yeah, just yeah.
Sup.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's go meet up with the others, and I bring my wax with me.
I'll let you get changed.
Well, yeah, I feel good like this for now.
Okay.
In my sleep shirt. It's a big shirt from somebody else that I inherited from like a Goodwill or something, and it has like something that's totally not related to Gragnar on it.
Fantasy Goodwill. It's got like a sleeping cat on it.
Yeah, like Waterdeep University class of like 1468.
It just says milk across the chest with a cat underneath it.
I like it. I'm feeling cozy this morning.
Practically naked, so. But I'm always this way, so. So. Cool. Yeah. Head off to meet folks.
So what is your plan for the day?
Prepare. I would love to try to contact Master Theris. I don't know how. See if there's anyone in town who can like have a sending stone or something that would be connected to them.
You could ask Ash.
Duh. That's hey. I would find Ash there with Savvy or whoever.
Yeah, she's in my room.
Ash will relay to you when you ask that Master Theris has over a long and storied career. And when she says it, it does kind of hit you as very long, like that he's been a powerful spellcaster. Over his long and storied career, that he has closed himself off to divination magic of that sort. That contacting him has always proven very difficult. But she does know someone here in the city and can send him a message. It will just take time to reach him. If you would like to write it down, she will take it for you and send it.
Yeah. He would write down, and it's scribbled horribly because I don't think Specs can write that well. And then it's like, "Hey, Theris, it's me, Specs. Just trying to see if you could help with the shenanigans happening in this town. You seemed." It's me, your boy. It seemed like you could be someone who might assist me or us or me, mostly me. Ash says hi.
You write all this down, and you look up.
And you see from his hand, like two of his fingers, like kind of shift into this thing, and he grabs something out of his pack back and he heats his thing up, whatever, and he puts a stamp. He has his own stamp that's
Very
like
cool.
a gear.
Little finger seal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You lift it up and blow gently on the sealing wax. The seal looks different than you expected, Specs. It looks like a clawed hand pressed into this rainbow-colored wax. You look at your hand, and it, too, is fuzzy and clawed.
I don't drink.
The
What?
voice sounds weird, awkward.
What is going on?
You're in a dark, spacious room. Somewhere in a library, maybe? It's wide with really tall, musty shelves of books. And there's a person seated next to you who looks up at your goings on and you're speaking aloud that something is weird. Picture perfect, the exact same as the last time you saw him, Master Theris. Sitting at a table, there's a book open in front of him. He seems to be copying some kind of notes onto what looks like a map that you're making with him. You folded up this piece of paper and you've put your seal on it, but it's different. It's strange. He snaps his fingers. Binks,
What is wrong with you? Pardon me, but we were doing something here,
he says.
I need your attention.
Sorry.
You look down at what he's drawing, and it is a map, clearly, of the Underdark. Winding paths, snaking through the Underdark. And he has been tracing a passageway down this map, this old map, over a piece of tracing paper. And he's drawing with his thick finger an imaginary line, and he says,
Once you take this path, things will get dangerous.
and he reaches out and grabs your wrist. And he says, you must. Specs? Gragnar is shaking your arm.
Yeah, enough of that. You look like you're all shaken up.
Gragnar, when he tries to speak to you, the voice that comes out is not Specs at first. And the eyes that look in your direction are feline in shape for just a moment, until the lids blink down and the eyes turn back to normal.
Wow, that was weird. Yeah, I think think maybe something got in my room. Some fumes. That was weird. Fuck.
That was weird. Are you okay? Do you were you were spacing out, daydreaming? What were you daydreaming about?
Do I remember everything?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's weird. I was trying to talk to Theris, and I don't know. Maybe it was just some fuzzies. Could have sworn he was talking to me, but it wasn't me. It was a cat.
Oh, a house cat.
No, like a what are they called? Tabaxi. It was a tabaxi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, call me Binks. The fuck is a Binks?
And you can see like his curvy mustache like starting to straighten out just a little bit, almost like at direct angles. And he kind of moves his hand across it again. He says, I don't know. Maybe you have a wild imagination today. Or you must be stressed. You were stressed earlier.
You know what? You have some bacon? I'm just going to walk off and try to get some food and actually attempt to eat.
I see him attempting to eat, and I'm like, uh-oh.
You Cookie Monster some food, like stress eat, yeah. Ash takes your letter, your sealed letter, and says, I will take it. I will be back shortly.
I'm going to go with her, actually, because there was a couple more things I wanted to ask her.
She says that you can accompany her part way, but she's not supposed to let you know who it is that can reach Theris.
That's fine.
You leave with her. Gragnar, Thellyn, two of you doing anything?
I need a new outfit for this evening's heist.
Gentle stab. And welcome to Costco's. I would like to. I want to see if I can, I guess, go around town and find some sort of container or something that will help me swap this object. I don't know. I don't think Ragnar knows what he's looking for. I think he's looking for some sort of epiphany, something like a cart or something that wouldn't be that weird to bring with them that they could use to make a swap if they needed to.
He'll know it when he sees it.
He'll know it when he sees it, yeah. So I probably... Yeah, you go.
I want to get like a nice like tapestry cloth type thing that we can cover it with too.
Mm-hmm.
Are you and Gragnar traveling together then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, Savvy and Ash, Gragnar and Thellyn. Specs, what are you doing with your day?
Definitely going to inspect his room to see if anything medicinal was left up there. But past that, I think they're going to set up. They're definitely going to try to set up being the entertainment for the night. Try to get that, and because they have, not what I'm looking for. They have folks, affiliates and shit that they can potentially speak to or get travel. You know. Anywho, past that, honestly, I think they're just gonna wander because, like, they feel kind of confused just at the lack of clear, like, this plan is not a plan he's used to. It's not really a plan, and even the ones that aren't really plans go better than what this seems like it's gonna go. Like, so he's kind of stressing out. So he's probably just gonna zen himself. Probably look for Basilisk too. But yeah.
All right. Specs, can you make me a history check?
That is
That's face.
Good old natural 1.
Oh.
What's your total?
2.
Okay.
I'm not proficient in it today. Actually, hold on. I need to do a thing. Legit, I need to do a thing. Because it's been a new day. My apologies. I need the JB.
Yes.
Yes. Roll me a. Sorry, I need to 1, 2.
It's asking you to roll now. Make a wisdom save.
Roll a d6.
Of course, Master. 2.
It's a 2?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. He's proficient in athletics and not persuasion. That's what I needed to know. That's all. Then no, it's still a 2. It could have been history. That's why I asked. That's what I said.
Yeah. You're picturing this map in your mind, playing it back over and over and over. And you just can't grasp where the hell it was. In this vision, it's like, it's oddly familiar and it's right on the edge of your mind. Like a phone number you can't remember the order of the digits to. And that's what's been cooking in your head as you wander for the day. Savvy, you and Ash set off, going westward in the city.
Yeah.
What are you talking to her about?
One of the things that she thought about last night before bed, she's going to ask Ash what kind of, and it's, you know, it's an honest question because she's seen her do magic at this point, and some of it she just wants clarification. So she's just going to ask, like, what kind of magic Ash kind of specializes in.
Arcane. I cast arcane magics from my bloodline, the Everbleeds.
Okay.
I am the bastard child of my family, so I am Everblood.
Okay. So for clarification's sake, and not to, you know, say that you are indeed a bastard child, the family is the Everbleeds and you are an Everblood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so then my next question is, how is it that you can become an aminal?
I know the spell. It allows me to polymorph myself.
Okay.
Master Theris
So
helped me learn how to control it and cast it with just my will.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy being a bird.
Yeah, you make a real good bird. Is it just owls that you prefer being, or do you like being all kinds of birds?
Owls are the best, in my opinion.
It's okay.
Starlings, she spits. I kill as
Was
many
that
starlings as I can.
They are a very invasive species, I agree. So when you become an owl, or like whenever you transform, do you, like, if you were holding something, would it become a part of you, or?
She says, that is a ponderous thought. I suppose I could try. It really depends on how big the thing is.
Say for example, something that was roughly 12 inches by 7 inches by 7 inches.
She says, maybe? Is it the size of a cat? She looks expectantly.
It's, well, it could be the size of a cat, but it's not a cat. Do you?
Like Schrodinger.
Right? Does she look like she was expecting me to give her a cat?
She looks a little disappointed that it's not a cat.
I mean, it could be a cat, but right now it's not a cat.
Maybe. Why? I have carried things like small packages.
Yeah, but the thing is that I would need the thing that you would carry to become gone. So, like, a part of you.
She says, we can try.
Okay.
Find me something that size.
Okay. And how many times a day can you do this? I know magic is a little wonky in that respect.
No more than once. I'm told I need to keep things in reserve. I never do it more than once.
But could you do it twice?
maybe.
Okay. Okay.
If it were dire circumstances, maybe.
Okay. It might be dire circumstances.
Then I would do it twice, she says.
Okay.
What exactly are we talking about, Savvy? Why do you need a thing to become me as an owl?
Well, not an owl per se. This would also require you to become something that's not an owl, which I understand. I know. I
became a box turtle once and hated it.
Well, you wouldn't have to become a box turtle. You could become something that moves a little faster than a box turtle.
They're pretty fast. She corrects. They're not that slow, just small.
Okay. Let me think about this for a second. When you come back to the Angry Beard, I will have something of an appropriate size for testing. Oh, no. Shoot, I should have asked you this yesterday because I need the twice today.
I have not cast any spells today, she says.
I know, but... Well, here. Well, you go deliver the letter. When you come back to the Angry Beard, we'll talk a little bit more about it. And I should have a thing of appropriate size by the time you come back.
She nods. She turns on her heel and skips like a child away, deeper into the city.
Cool. I watch her until I can't see her anymore, and then I go back.
She vanishes among the buildings, and you return. Where are you headed after this, Savvy?
Probably back to the Angry Beard.
Okay. Gragnar and Thellyn, the two of you are out and about in the town, looking for a box or maybe something like a box, maybe a cart or something else, and fancy cloth.
We're probably discussing what we're saying in the chat right now. Like, we're probably walking through the different parts. You probably hear Gragnar say, well, if we did it this time, then we would need another person here. It's only 30 feet. It's such a tight window. If there's one person out of place, we could get spotted. So we're going to need a backup plan. And maybe some masks.
Definitely some masks. People like to anonymously bid on things like this.
Your thing you do, the teleportation, that shadowy thing. How many times can you do that?
Once, unfortunately.
Once. So
It's useful, though. It's 30 feet.
It's the exact distance from the stage to the door. I look around at some of the people walking by and trying to think if one of them might be Basilisk. Like, it'd be really handy to talk to Basilisk right now, but I don't think any of these strangers are them. Well, the problem is we're going to have to see who's exactly on that stage when we make the swap. If it's enough eyes, then we're going to have to be fast about it. I think with Specs doing the distraction, Basilisk, I'm going to be impersonating a guard. Is that correct?
Well, Basilisk is, at least.
Basilisk is. Okay. Well, I can move objects with my mind from a little bit away. I could always sit in the audience nearby and try to assist discreetly and watch the events. But I think I think if when we all meet up tonight, we can finalize it. But I fear a lot of this is going to be in the moment and see exactly who's where when and whether or not we can find something to make an easy swap.
That's the hardest part, is we only know where the guards are.
Well, we did fight a demon. How hard can these guards be?
This is true.
Right? 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 So, what do you want to... Your outfit. Your outfit. What colors are you thinking?
Before you guys continue, I would like to retcon. I will not go back to the Angry Beard. I will go find Montgomery.
Okay.
That'd be good, yeah, Monty. So do you want to look for an outfit or masks?
All of the above.
All of the above it is. Is there a mask shop nearby?
You know Wuhan to be a city of revelries. Even today, there is the Festival of the Wild Moon taking place central in the city. There are revelers here who actually celebrate as part of their religion. The Temple of Ilara, the goddess of joy, freedom, and festivals, constantly throws festivals here. And part of that revelry, fire spitters, dancers, musicians, jugglers, all kinds of things like that, including jesters' masks, ballroom masks, and people making masks to order.
Well, I guess we approach the shopkeep, and I'd ask what they have on hand.
The shopkeep has on a mask that's featureless at the top, but the bottom has a wide, like, theatrical frown. And he says, "Well, welcome. How can I be of service to you today?" You hear the smile through the mask.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Happy festival. We are here to purchase, let's say, 4, maybe 5 masks.
I have an assortment. He turns and shows. He has masks made of carved wood and masks that are seemingly made out of some kind of paper mache, very cheap. You see a lot of kids running around with those. And others made of porcelain.
What's your most common mask? One that, I don't know, fairly common choice.
He rubs his thumbs on the frown like it's a mustache, looking at your amazing mustache, and says, well, most common. He tucks his hands behind his head. I suppose it might be the tiger here. And he pulls down a tiger's mask made of wood. It's painted garishly blue, like bright blue. He says, it can be painted many colors. We sell quite a few.
How many do you think you've sold lately?
5, maybe 6.
I turn back towards Thellyn and I give her the old telepathic thing. I say, if they track this back to this mask maker and they find that we bought half of 10 masks ever sold here, they can narrow it down pretty closely to who bought them here.
How long does it take for a custom mask?
I can have one done in a day or 2.
That's too long.
Well, I don't know what you want.
How have you ever made masks for a more discreet patron?
I have.
What's your policy?
He pulls the mask off of his face and sets it down and says, I have sold masks to many a people. You see, it's an older human with brown eyebrows, bald head. And he says, are you planning on attending some kind of noble event?
Sure. Yeah, you could call it that.
He leans in conspiratorially. Are you planning on attending something you wish to not be known at?
I think that's closer to our situation.
A midnight revelry, he says. I see. I have sold those masks, my friends, I have. He reaches underneath this little shelf that he's been displaying masks on, and he pulls out a small box. It is not ostentatious. It looks like a crate, maybe a milk crate, that has been filled with straw, and in it are maybe 8 masks that are almost completely featureless. Each of them seems to be covered in a kind of lace, glued across the eyes, that wraps around the head. They look a little fetishistic, maybe? And he says, now these, I have sold plenty of these, even in the past year alone. If anonymity is what you wish, I suggest these.
I look back at Thellyn. I kind of touch one of them with my gloved hand. I say, it's not pretty, but it's common.
They're thin, lightweight porcelain that just has no features, just a nose, hump, a slit for the mouth, slits for the eyes, covered in lace. Very low profile.
What do you think?
Just gonna pick one up and hold it by my face. How's it look?
Featureless.
It looks plain. Something I think we could use a little bit of.
Well, you don't want to see what I'm planning to wear.
How much for the masks?
He says a gold piece each.
We'll give you a gold piece now and then a gold piece each month for the next 6 months for your discretion. We have the money.
He has a wiry smile and he says, all right. When these break, I will replace them free.
Great. All right, now let's go get you a really flashy, one-of-a-kind outfit.
Thellyn, perception check.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. 18.
All right. You go shopping for your outfit. What does this outfit look like? Give us a quick recap.
Like over the top, like slightly sheer black, long, doesn't quite hit the floor, but almost hits the floor, like flares out at the bottom, like deep V, just literally like goth queen.
Goth queen, got it.
Like the Raven Queen, but like over the top, like sensual almost.
You get this dress. It is folded up and put in a thick piece of satin to keep it safe, put into a bag and given to you. And you feel the point of a dagger boop, poke you in the small of the back. Hello, honey. A half-orc man steps beside you. Very handsome, with a toothy grin. And the point of the dagger digs deeper into your spine. I like the dress choice. We have much to do. Why don't we step outside?
Why don't we?
The shop keeps like Bless you. I hope you love the dress. Bring it back if you need any adjustments.
Of course.
The point of the knife leaves your back. The half-orc holds the knife for you to take.
I take it.
And he says, I don't know why you stabbed me last time. I don't know if this is some kind of foreplay thing for you, but you did ruin my jacket. Luckily, I had it fixed. I'll pass along the bill to your benefactor. Blackbriar, right? He says.
Well, why don't you just send it on to my family instead? You've got plenty of money.
Your family is busy. I came to warn you. But no. My words about the Brightmakers could have found you sooner, but no, you stabbed me through my jacket, and then ran away across the city.
You know, I really wasn't sure if I could trust you.
Is that how your people say hello? He gestures like a stabbing motion towards you. I was very upset.
If you met my mother, honestly, he would probably think that is how we say hello, yes.
Perhaps we should start over. I am Nymar. Thellyn, I know of you and your friends. I was told to stay back here and see how things happened with you. Jerem asked me to personally warn you about the Brightmakers. I tried. I am not one to be pushed aside like that. I came to give you the words my master told me to, and now we will depart. Not friends, not acquaintances. Goodbye, Thellyn.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was very suspicious of you.
Too late.
He throws over his shoulder.
Good luck.
How? Can we fix this somehow?
Roll me a persuasion check, Thellyn.
Hey, guess who's good at that? So that is a 28.
He stops, and you see his hand come up like he's rubbing his face. And he turns back around with his almost seafoam green skin, very pale, like he doesn't get a lot of sun like most orcs, or half-orcs do. And he says,
Listen, I came because Jerem thought you would be caught up in something undeservedly. It seems he was right from what I've seen, and from what my friend Robe has seen. I don't want anything from you. I never have. All I wanted was to see how things shook out for you. Master Jerem took a liking to you, and he didn't want anything bad to happen because of a misunderstanding. I was here to speak on your behalf. I was here to help try and keep you out of this mess. But I have heard that you're in deep already.
Seems like it.
Gragnar, you see Thellyn speaking with this half-orc you recognized from the Ember Rose.
I'm in my day gear, which, because I have sunlight sensitivity, probably consists of some SP40 around my nose, some dark goggles, and a hoodie, like a celebrity trying to be undercover. I probably would have watched as he held the dagger and probably like sipped my latte or something slowly, just kind of waiting to see what happens.
You're at a bistro nearby, and you've just paid your bill. You're drinking your latte made with auroch milk.
Can I hear them?
Would you like to hear them?
I would like to hear them.
Okay, so if you're close enough to hear them, you are also close enough to notice as the crowd seems to tighten in around them in a weird way. Like, as people disperse and move through the marketplace, they're moving around people going the wrong direction from the normal flow of commerce. And you see that there are 9 dwarven men and women closing around Thellyn through the crowd, unnoticed by her or her half-orc compatriot.
Gonna radio in. You got about 9 bogeys on your tail. Got standing in about 3 feet 5, closing in from all directions. Need to get out of there.
That's a Texas size 10-4 there, good buddy.
Thellyn, you reply to this mental command, and I imagine even you could not hide your eyes going wide. Nymar furrows his brow and says, "Is something wrong?" And you hear the thwang of crossbows. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh,
everybody.
no. Oh, no.
It's okay.
Oh, no.
It's not okay because only 2 people are over there. The rest of us are around town.
I warned you, and you split up anyway.
Well,
See what this
here's
half-orc is
death
made of.
number 3, guys.
To be fair, we didn't realize or think that that was going to be acted on that damn fast.
Yeah.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
no.
Like, yeah, we're just going around town to figure out what's happening for tonight. Not that we're going to get beat up on.
Curse
really
me.
regret stabbing him gently. You know, I was really panicked thinking he was, trying to fucking hunt us down.
You
I was
see,
like,
I
here's
was
a note
like,
to Charm. Like,
I was like, after that session, I was like, I think his feelings would be really hurt by that. And I'm like, how would he? I think he'd just be like, fuck you then. All right. You want to ruin my jacket and run? Cool. I tried to talk to you, but fine. But
okay.
thank
This is
you.
fine.
Thank you, everybody,
fine.
for coming and checking out the show. And especially for all the bits and subscriptions and everything like that.
Yeah.
That monetary support, it literally blew my mind. It seems that we're going to keep having this, like, at the start of every episode, where was Thellyn? Where was Savvy? Where was Basilisk? So next time we will start with, what the hell happened to Basilisk? Maybe something interesting.
murdering more people that are gonna try and murder me in return. It's fine.
God, I hope he's one of those dwarves.
Oh.
Who knows? Who can tell? I would love to say that we will for sure see you again next week, but with the tumult around everything that's happening right now, I think it's best that you just pay attention to Twitter and other places like that, especially my wonderful cast, as I'm taking a sabbatical from Twitter because people done really made me fucking regret joining it for a little while. But please, let's go around the horn, shout where people can find you, starting, as always, with my good friend Omega.
Hey. Critical Bard here. Critical Bard across all social media channels. Wow, that was stressful. I'm gonna have like a favorite moment, and I'm sorry I have to. I did not think a random make it weird moment from bits would become a huge plot moment within this character. So I'm like, shit. But that was really cool. That was really cool that you can turn that up as a DM. It's a really special gift. So thank you for that. You can find me many places. You can actually find me tomorrow on I don't know their damn Twitch, and I should. I just don't.
I mean,
So
same.
look, it's too much. I got asked to do it today. Okay, yeah. So it's twitch.tv/open for adventure. I'm gonna be on there in the morning. We're gonna play a really cool one shot where we have our races and we know races. Wow, we have who we are playing, but we don't know what we're playing. We don't know what class we are. So we're gonna.
Oh, cool.
I've always wanted to be in one of those games.
Yeah, so all I know is I'm going to be either a fire or a water genasi. I haven't decided. Probably fire. That's all I know. But yeah, you can find me there tomorrow at 10:30 CST, I believe. And yeah, many other things happening throughout the week. Just follow my Twitter and you'll see it. Mostly though, because it's that time of people being broke and jobless. Buy my merch because it's pretty cool and awesome. Use PayPal.
Heck yeah.
Because please. Yes, I love you all. Please stay healthy. Wash your damn hands. That's it.
Justice.
I am Justice. Hello. You can find me at www.norstm.com. Also, I bought the domain for justicearmor.com, so you'll see that transition at some point because I'm not Nordic at all. So should probably use my name. Busy with work and projects and stuff. Work in healthcare. It's changing every day, every week. So we'll see what's going on with that. But yeah, wash your hands. Take the social distancing seriously, and but yeah, things are good. You can catch me there at Twitter at Justice Armin, always posting fun D&D things. But yeah, basically, yeah, just working on some different projects. There you go. There it is in the chat. That's it.
Latia, where can people find you? What's going on?
You can find me at the Lady Tiefling across all social medias. I was supposed to be at GaryCon right now, but GaryCon is happening online instead, which was the fact that the speed at which everybody rallied to get the games going online was amazing. So I'm really happy that they could still do that. I had an interview with Todd Kenrick from D&D Beyond go up beginning of this week.
That was cool.
It was super cool.
Which I have linked in the chat for everybody. Really excited to see that go up. Other than that, I will be around. I've been nose deep in Animal Crossing, so if we're not Switch friends, find me on Twitter and add me so that we can visit each other's houses.
Is that the game where everybody's catching tarantulas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. But yeah, I'll be around. Yeah, stay safe, stay healthy. Just be safe.
Liz.
Oh, hey.
Repping the
it's
CR merch.
me. Oh, yeah, the Traveler, I guess. You can be at Raptor Handed on social media, and I am doing nothing except trying not to die and playing Animal Crossing because everything is terrible. And I work in a financial institution, so we're still open. So, hooray, quarantine. Wash your hands. Stay inside for me. Pour one out for your homie. That's me.
Unfortunately, Gabe could not be here tonight, even though he planned on it. Apparently, he had to get towed home. So head over to @GabeJamesGames and tell Gabe that you love him, because man, he deserves it. He's fantastic. And I was your Dungeon Master, JB. You can find me currently nowhere. I will see you again here the next time that we play. So please follow my wonderful cast members. And we have to take just 1 second and say, to clarify for everybody what the social distancing is for, in case you did not know, it is not to keep you from getting COVID. It is to keep other people from getting COVID. Pretend you are already infected, and social distancing is to keep other people safe. So be gracious, be magnanimous, stay safe, wash your hands. Don't touch your face like all of us did all night. Unless you wash your hands first. 20 seconds. Get it in there. Please be safe. If you need anything at all, reach out to any of my wonderful cast members. Join my Discord. I will answer any messages on there. And if you have an emergency, you can message me on Twitter. I do have the DMs open. I am just not contacting everyone, okay? But we will see you again next time. Bye, everybody.
Good night.